Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network and iHeartRadio. Welcome to Hunting for Answers, a true crime podcast. I'm your host, Hunter, and today we're highlighting a case that happened back in December 2008. A 16-year-old girl spent the night at her aunt's house in Spanish Lake, just outside of St. Louis, Missouri. It was a few days after Christmas, a time for family and joy. But during the evening, she kept coming in and out of the house. Someone outside seemed to be vying for her attention. When everyone woke up the next morning, she was gone. Her coat and purse were missing, but her overnight bag was still there. The front door was also cracked open. Police arrived, saw the unlocked door, and decided that the young girl had run away. They never urgently searched for her. That was over 16 years ago, and she has never been seen since. This is the story of Shemika Cosey. Shemika Cosey, known to family and friends as Mika, was born on October 1st, 1992. By December 2008, she was a typical 16-year-old living in Hazelwood, Missouri with her mother, Paula Hill, and two other siblings. She was the middle child. She stood 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighed between 135 and 160 pounds. She had black hair, brown eyes, and wore eyeglasses. Her ears were also pierced. At the time of her disappearance, she was last seen wearing a black long-sleeve shirt, a tan Old Navy jacket, and blue jeans. Paula remembers her daughter's shy smile. She keeps boxes of photos, some of Shemika as a little girl in pigtails, others from high school homecoming. These are the photos that she wants the world to see. A teenager full of life and worth fighting for. The last time Paula saw her daughter was December 28th, 2008. It was a normal day, she says. Shemika had decided to spend the night at her aunt's house in the 6,000 block of Napier in Berkeley, just a few miles from home. The cousins watched movies and ate leftovers from Christmas. It should have been like any other sleepover. But as the night went on, something changed. Shemika kept going outside, then coming back in, over and over. Someone outside was trying to get her attention. Somewhere between 1:30 and 8:30 in the morning on December 29th, Shemika slipped out of the house. The front door was left cracked open. Her coat and purse were gone, but her overnight bag, the one she'd brought to stay the night at her cousin and aunt's house, was still there. Most of her belongings were inside. There were no signs of forced entry, no struggle, no note. And in the winter cold, she left behind most of everything she would need to survive. When police arrived, they looked around. An open door, a missing teenager, and decided that Shemika had run away. No foot search, no dogs, no investigation of the area. Her mother, Paula, begged them to take the case seriously. But she says that the officers dismissed her fears. Like too many Black families of missing loved ones, she found herself up against a system that was quick to label and slow to act. There had been warning signs before that night. Paula had caught Shemika with a fake ID, one she'd used to sneak into local clubs. She suspected she'd been smoking marijuana, and once she saw her getting into a dark sedan with a much older man. It worried her. She felt like someone older might have had a hold on her daughter, someone who might have known how to manipulate her. When police refused to search, Paula and her family did it themselves. They walked neighborhoods, handed out flyers, and knocked on doors. They refused to give up. When she asked some of Shemika's friends if they knew anything, their parents wouldn't let them talk. Nobody really wanted to get involved. Then came a discovery that would change everything. Family members found Shemika's tan jacket, the same one that she'd been wearing that night, inside an abandoned house in Spanish Lake, less than a mile away. The windows were broken, the floor was covered in dust, but the jacket itself looked like it had been freshly placed there. Police processed the scene, but found nothing. No DNA, no footprints, no signs of who might have left it there. The discovery only deepened the mystery. Years later, Paula found 3 notebooks while packing up to move. They were filled with notes that Shemika had passed to a friend in class, dated just months before she vanished. Inside, Shemika wrote about a boyfriend, and she wrote that she might be pregnant. These notebooks could have been crucial, but Paula never turned them over. Why didn't they come to my house and search her room when she went missing, she asked. They didn't care then, so why should I give them anything now? Major Art Jackson of the Berkeley Police Department later said those notebooks could still help the case, but admitted that distrust between law enforcement and families like Paula's has made cooperation difficult. Investigators interviewed the boyfriend mentioned in the notes, but he provided no new information. They also tried to identify the older man that Paula had seen her daughter with, but no one ever came forward. Paula believes her daughter left voluntarily that night, but not forever. She was intending to come back, she says. She was not intending to stay gone for 16 years. Her greatest fear is that Shemika fell victim to human trafficking, lured by someone who possibly promised her something. The investigation has been frustrated by time and technology. Shemika didn't have a cell phone. There were no texts to trace, no social media to follow. It was 2008, and a more advanced digital world has emerged since then. Her friends kept quiet, and police didn't seem to push hard enough. The loss has haunted Paula through many major life changes. When she moved from their apartment, she broke down crying. When she had to change her phone number, the only one Shemika knew, she sobbed in the store. I always wonder, she says, if she gets away, how will she find me? In 2019, more than a decade after Shemika disappeared, police said new tips were coming in. We're going to follow up on any and all leads we get, Major Jackson had told ABC News. In December 2023, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children released a new age progression image, showing what Shemika might look like at age 31. Paula keeps it framed on her wall, a face she prays someone, somewhere, will recognize. Shemika may still be in the local area. She was known to visit East St. Louis, Illinois, but after 16 years, the trail has gone cold. Paula has spoken out to help other families of the missing. She tells parents not to wait for police. Those first 48 hours, she says, are everything. Shemika's case underscores a deep-seated issue in how missing persons cases are handled. Cases like this, where young Black girls are prematurely labeled a runaway and forgotten. Shemeka Cosey deserves the same effort, the same attention, and the same urgency as any other child or missing person. Today, Shemeka would be 33 years old. She's been missing for more than half her life. Her family still waits in hopes that one day she will make her way back home to them. My thoughts and prayers are with the family and friends of Shemika Cosey. Anyone with information about the disappearance of Shemika should contact the Berkeley Police Department or the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. You can find their contact information in the description below. As we close out this episode, remember that sharing Shemika's story not only brings awareness, it keeps her name in the public and could help lead her family to her whereabouts. Don't forget to click the follow button to stay updated on Shemika's case and others like it. Be sure to subscribe to Hunting for Answers on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more true crime content and case updates. And if you're watching us on YouTube, share your thoughts on this case in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode. Until next time. Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network. For more podcasts from the Black Effect Podcast Network, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.